Good morning, everybody. My name's Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. It's a very exciting day for me. We've got something that has arrived now, and I'll be able to show it to you. I shouldn't be yawning, but I am. Okay, so let's start, though, with a story. Not really a story. It's a guess what happened to us last night. Anyway, we were in the house, Claudine and I, and Claudine said, "You want to go out on the veranda?" And I said, "Oh, not just yet, but I will in a little while." So she went out onto the veranda, and she quickly came back in, and she goes, "Mom, there's a body in the alley." I said, "What?" And she said, "There's a body in the alley." So I said, "Well, let's go look." So we're up on our balcony looking down, our veranda looking down, and sure enough, there's a person lying face down in the gravel in the middle. Our alleyway goes, picture this as a straight alleyway. Okay, you come off of our street, we're the corner house, so you come here off of our street and up here. Right here is another alleyway going here, and our garage sits right there, but another alleyway going this way, and then this alleyway continues. And this person, this body, was laying at the intersection in the middle of the alleyway, right in the middle of the roadway. So anyway, we looked and we watched to see if we could see any movement, and he never twitched. Like, there was nothing. He just never twitched. So Claudine says, "I'm going to go down and see what I can do." And I said, "Don't go anywhere near him." She said, "We'll phone the police." Anyway, she said, "Let me just go down to the fence." So luckily the dog didn't start barking or anything, but anyway, she went down to the fence and she looked and she said, "I think I hear him snoring." I said, "Well, you don't plant yourself face down in the middle of an alleyway to go to sleep." I said, that's crazy. I said, "He's probably overdosed or something." Like, that was my thought, that he probably overdosed. But either way, I said, he's not going to just move on. Oh, and he was a homeless man, because everything he owned was in a cart pushed up against the fence across from us. And I said, I feel for them, but you can't help everybody. And I said to her, the police will know what to do. I said, if he is overdosed or something, I said, can you imagine if you were the person who drove down the alleyway and you ran over somebody and killed them because you didn't see them in time? And nobody would have seen him in time. He was right in the middle when we would turn. So she said, "I know." So, and we weren't going to go and wake him up if he was asleep. We were not going to go and disturb him if he was overdosed. The police needed to do that, because what were we going to do? So anyway, Claudine phoned the police. She phoned the non-emergency line first and waited like 8 minutes on hold, and still nobody had come. So I said, our alleyway is pretty busy all the time, and so far we've been lucky, no cars had come, but I said, that's not going to hold off for very long. So she phoned the police to come, and they said, okay, they said they would be here as soon as they could. Anyway, meanwhile, Ivy gets home from work, and she pulls into our driveway, and she gets out and she goes, points to the guy, and we said, "Come in here." So anyway, she come in, and we said to her, "We don't know what's going on with him. Like, we don't know." So anyway, the police arrived. So he kind of acknowledged us up on the veranda, and then he went over. Well, he was able to rouse the person. And so they were alive. That was the first thing. They were alive. And he was talking to them. We couldn't hear what he was saying, of course, but he was talking to them, and he kept kind of, the young man, he was a young man, and he kept kind of pointing over to his cart. And then here's where my soft heart comes in, because I said to Claudia, I said, I feel bad. I said, we phoned the police just so that we could get him help so that he didn't get killed. And now, if they take him away, they're not going to take his cart of stuff. And if they don't take his cart of stuff, then everything he owns is in there. And I said, what have we done? So anyway, Claudine says, he is obviously incapable of looking after himself, because he went to sleep in the laneway. Anyway, next thing I know, the young man kept pointing to his stuff, and the police officer was shaking. He said no. Well, then the police officer drove away. I guess he thought, this guy's up. He told him to move on, and that was the end of it. He didn't even come up and talk to us. But anyway, he was very concerned about his cart, and he goes over to his cart, and Claudine says to me, "Oh, Mom, you'll never believe what's in that cart." And I said, "What's in that cart?" A girl. A girl was in that cart, sound asleep. Sound asleep. And I said to Claudine, I said, "Oh no, what now?" So anyway, he got her up, because I guess he was told to move on. And she got out of that cart. She was very cold, I think, because she was wearing just a skimpy little top. And he put a jacket on her. And then she walked away and came up the little short piece of our alley towards the front street. And he pushed his cart and he went the opposite way. I said to Claudine, "What gives her? Going the opposite way now." Like, anyway, I said, well, it's over, because, you know, that's what was done. Then Ivy noticed that somebody had stolen our garbage bin. And she took her dog for a walk up the alleyway, and she found it 2 houses up, filled with their trash, and today's trash day. So she said she figured that she'd let them unload the trash from there, and then she'd go up and haul it back down. But anyway, it's unbelievable what people will do. We had a big bag of dirt out there, like we bought a yard thing of dirt in a big canvas tote. It would have taken 4 people and a lift truck, and they stole it. Like, I don't understand people at all. But anyway, so I was in the house working on something, and I looked out the window, and here's the young couple again, both back together, out in the front yard, or front tree area. And they were kind of talking to each other, and then they eventually walked away. And Claudine said they came to the alleyway and walked up the alleyway, and we didn't see them for the rest of the night, thankfully. But I don't know. I said, we looked out. It looked like he had been dropped from a car and dumped on the side of the road. I said to Claudine, "Oh, that's as close as I want to be to somebody that's been involved in crime like that." But anyway, he was probably a very innocent person and homeless, and I felt very bad for him, but I didn't want him to be run over, and there was nothing we could do other than call the police to stop him from being run over, because you wouldn't have seen him. Anyway, that's my story, and I've prattled on. Now I'm going to show you. Claudine has cleaned up the Adirondack chairs, and she's going to take some pictures. So I'm going to enclose those here, and then I'm going to talk about the other surprise, and I have to wait for a little bit to show you that, but it'll seem like moments to you. So let me show you the Adirondack chairs. I love them. Okay, I return. The other thing that we purchased, I am in need of getting more and more medical equipment as things go on, and it is unbelievably expensive to buy medical equipment. Well, on Facebook, the woman who was selling these Adirondack chairs, she was advertising that she had 2 beds, one of which had been sold. Now, my bed that I have was purchased new when I moved in here, so it's only a year old. I mean, my bed is perfectly good. But unfortunately, I'm having a little bit of troubles with getting in and out of it and whatnot. So the woman had purchased 2 beds, and they were worth $3,000 a bed. Now, mine was nowhere near that. I was probably $600 for mine. But anyway, she had a $3,000 bed. She had sold one of the 2 beds she had, and this bed was, I think she said it was 3 years old, I'm not sure. But anyway, it had been protected with a mattress cover the whole time. When Claudine looked at it, she said it was immaculate. She really looked it over, because you're very afraid of buying anything that might have bed bugs or something, and I fully understand that. But people still have to have a way of giving this stuff to people who need it, and you know, making a little bit out of it. So anyway, she had one of these beds left, and it's one of the bed. It's not a hospital bed, but it's one of the beds that the head goes up or the feet go up. You know how in a hospital you can adjust it like that? This bed does that. So I will be able to sit up in my bed when I want to listen to a story on my Audible rather than laying flat. I will lay flat when I'm wanting to sleep, and she sold that to us for $500. That was amazing of her, and I thank her so much for that. People do not realize how pieces of equipment can make so much difference in another person's life, and that bed will make a huge difference in my life. So anyway, we are currently washing some bedding, and Claudine has the bed up in my room stripped down, and so I don't want to show you the bed until I've got the bedding on it. Of course, it's vain of me, but that's what I want to do. So I'm going to stop this here, and when I get my laundry all finished and make the bed, I'll show it to you. I can't believe how lucky we were to get this. Anyway, that's my day so far, and I hope to show you the new bed in a moment. So the last thing we bought was a new bed for me. We got a very good deal on it. It was a $3,000 bed, and it's virtually new, and we got it for $500. So this is going to help me a lot, because when I'm trying to do anything in bed, I have trouble doing it and rolling over and sitting up and whatnot. But this will give me some mobility to do that, and as time progresses, if I have to spend more time in bed, I still can be productive. So this is my remote, and it brings the head up. Should I just put the head up?
Yeah.
Okay. You can hear the whirring. So now it's going to set this bed. If I was in that bed, it could sit right up. This bam rail looks like it's in the wrong place, but it's not really, because once this bed is sitting up, that'll be right where I want it.
I think your pillows are gonna fall
My pillows are
over.
going to have a tumble like a dominoes, I think.
What about the feet?
The feet. Let's put the feet up. I don't know that I'd ever have the upper part and the feet up at the same time.
No, but now you can like raise your legs. Put your feet up.
See, it goes up. It's like a hospital bed when you're in there, but it's a very nice bed. I have to be careful because my fingers keep coming off of there. But that, you get the idea of that there.
But the mattress is extremely soft and comfortable.
And it's a very soft, comfortable mattress. And I'm very happy to have it. Very happy to have it. So that's what my excitement was today. So I'm going to let y'all go till tomorrow, and I will talk to you tomorrow. When is tomorrow? Tomorrow Saturday?
Yep.
Tomorrow Saturday. We'll see what we're getting up to tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye.